Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Current Affairs. Let us begin with the previous day's question. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution are related to prohibiting bonded labor and protecting individuals from forced or exploitative work? 1. Article 21, 2. Article 23, 3. Article 24, 4. Article 25. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1, 2 and 3 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1, 2, 3 and 4. D. 1 and 3 only. The correct answer is A. Article 21 guarantees the right to life and personal liberty, which includes living with dignity, indirectly protecting individuals from exploitative labor. Article 23 explicitly prohibits trafficking in human beings and forced labor, declaring such practices unconstitutional. Article 24 prohibits employment of children below 14 years in factories, mines, or hazardous occupations, protecting children from exploitative labor practices. Article 25 deals with the freedom of religion and is not related to bonded labor or forced labor. Hence, option A is the correct answer.
Welcome, SSC aspirants. Drishti SSC is here to support you every step of the way. With free live classes, previous year questions, PYQs, demo classes, exam notifications, and strategy videos. Whether you're starting your journey or looking to refine your preparation, we've got you covered. Subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all the resources you need to crack your SSC exams. For more details, call us at 8750187501.
Question 1. Consider the following statements regarding the new Public Sector Enterprises Policy 2021. 1. All strategic sectors, central PSEs will be fully retained by government with no privatization. 2. The fertilizer sector has been classified as a non-strategic sector under the new PSE Policy 2021. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is B. The new Public Sector Enterprise Policy 2021 under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative classifies central PSEs into strategic and non-strategic sectors. In strategic sectors, the government maintains only a bare minimum presence of public sector enterprises, while remaining entities are either privatized, merged, subsidiarized with other CPSEs, or closed. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. In the non-strategic sector, CPSEs will be privatized, otherwise shall be closed. Under the framework of the new PSE Policy 2021, fertilizer sector was categorized as a non-strategic sector, making it eligible for privatization or closure. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding rice. 1. India is the largest producer and exporter of rice globally. 2. Rice is a kharif crop that requires high humidity. 3. Rice cultivation is optimal in soils with a pH between 5.5 to 6.5. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is A. Rice is the staple food for most Indians, cultivated on about 25% of the total cropped area, and India ranks as the second largest producer globally after China and is also the largest exporter of rice globally. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Rice is a kharif crop needing high temperature more than 25 degrees Celsius, high humidity, 75 to 125 centimeter rainfall, and adequate sunlight, optimal 30 degrees Celsius per day and 20 degrees Celsius at night, tolerating up to 40 degrees Celsius briefly. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Grows best in soils pH 5.5 to 6.5 with good water holding capacity and drainage. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority (NPPA). 1. It derives authority from the Drugs Prices Control Order 2013 and the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. 2. Medicines listed in the National List of Essential Medicines are sold below a price ceiling fixed by the NPPA. 3. It administers public platforms like Pharma Sahi Dam and Pharma Jan Samadhan. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is D. National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority was formed in 1997 as an attached office of the Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, an independent regulator that sets drug prices and ensures their availability and accessibility. It derives authority from the Drugs Prices Control Order 2013 and the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. Hence, Statement 1 is correct. Medicines listed in the National List of Essential Medicines are sold below a price ceiling fixed by the NPPA. Hence, Statement 2 is correct. NPPA administers Pharma Sahi Daam, Pharma Jan Samadhan platforms for information on medicine prices and registering public grievances. Hence, Statement 3 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 4. Which of the following are classified as invasive alien species? 1. African catfish. 2. Nile tilapia. 3. Red vanda. 4. Red-eared slider. 5. Water hyacinth. 6. Prosopis juriflora. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1, 3 and 5. B. 3, 4 and 6. C. 1, 2, 4, 5 and 6. D. 1, 3, 5 and 6. The correct answer is C. Invasive alien species are non-native organisms introduced beyond their natural range, forming self-sustaining populations. They outcompete native species, disrupt ecosystems, and cause significant ecological, economic, and social impacts. According to the Convention on Biodiversity, IAS species are the species that can arrive, survive, and thrive, often outcompeting native species for resources. In India, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 defines IAS as non-native species that threaten wildlife or habitats. Key invasive alien species in India: animal species like African catfish, Nile tilapia, red-bellied piranha, alligator gar, red-eared slider, and plants like lantana, water hyacinth, and Prosopis juriflora are among the most widespread invasive species in India. However, red vanda, commonly known as red vanda orchid, is a protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972 non-invasive species in India, with its cultivation strictly regulated to safeguard its conservation. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 5. Consider the following statements related to International Big Cat Alliance. 1. Armenia, Bangladesh, and Bhutan are among the founding members of the program. 2. All 7 big cat species covered under the program are found in India. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. The International Big Cat Alliance is an India-led global initiative aimed at the conservation of 7 big cat species: tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and puma, and their natural habitats. Proposed by the Prime Minister of India in 2019, it was officially launched in April 2023 in Mysuru, Karnataka, marking the 50th anniversary of Project Tiger. The coalition currently includes more than 90 countries, both big cat range and non-range nations, with 16 founding members, including India, Armenia, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and several others. Hence, Statement 1 is correct. India itself hosts 5 of the 7 big cat species, while jaguar and puma are not found in the country. Hence, Statement 2 is not correct. The alliance seeks to curb illegal wildlife trade, conserve ecosystems, mobilize financial and technical resources, and address climate change impacts on these species. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 6. Consider the following statements regarding the National Security Advisory Board. 1. It works independently with administrative support from the Ministry of Home Affairs. 2. NSAB never has a fixed number of members, allowing flexibility in its composition based on evolving national security needs. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is B. National Security Advisory Board. Established in 1998, it operates under the National Security Council Secretariat and works alongside 2 other key bodies, the Strategic Policy Group and the Joint Intelligence Committee. Hence, Statement 1 is not correct. NSAB advises the National Security Council on external threats, internal stability, and emerging challenges. It provides independent, long-term analysis and recommends policy options. The NSAB is headed by a chairperson, usually a former senior official, and comprises members from diverse fields such as diplomacy, military, academia, economics, and science and technology. NSAB never has a fixed number of members, allowing flexibility in its composition based on evolving national security needs. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The board's members are appointed for a term of 2 years. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following initiatives. 1. AI Engage. 2. Open Radio Access Networks. 3. BioExplore Initiative. 4. Counter-Terrorism Working Group. Which of the following initiatives were launched under the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue? A. 1, 2 and 3 only. B. 2, 3 and 4 only. C. 1 and 2 only. D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is D. Quad or Quadrilateral Security Dialogue is a strategic forum of the US, Japan, India and Australia aimed at regional security and economic cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region. Initiatives of the Quad. Maritime Initiative for Training in the Indo-Pacific. Supports capacity building for maritime security and law enforcement training. Open Radio Access Networks. Quad with Open Radio Access Network facilitates secure and resilient 5G ecosystems. Advancing innovations for empowering next-gen agriculture. Uses artificial intelligence, robotics, and sensing to improve agricultural practices and empower farmers in the Indo-Pacific. BioExplore Initiative. A USD 2 million project to leverage AI for biological research with applications in healthcare, clean energy, and sustainable agriculture. Counter-Terrorism Working Group focuses on countering the misuse of unmanned aerial systems, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats, and the internet for terrorist purposes. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 8. Consider the following statements. 1. Headline inflation is a measure of the total economic inflation that includes food and energy prices. 2. Core inflation is the rate at which prices are rising in the economy, excluding sharply fluctuating items like food and energy. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is D. Headline inflation is a measure of the total economic inflation that includes food and energy prices. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is the rate at which prices are rising in the economy, excluding sharply fluctuating items like food and energy. Hence, statement 2 is correct. This measure of inflation excludes these items because their prices are much more volatile. Core inflation is equal to headline inflation minus food and fuel inflation. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 9. The Veerappa Moily Committee of 2005 is related to which of the following? A. Revamping India's public administrative system. B. Suggestions for improving environmental and forest conservation policies. C. Proposal for reforms in higher education. D. Recommendations on the restructuring of the Planning Commission. The correct answer is A. The Second Administrative Reforms Commission was constituted on 31st August 2005 as a commission of inquiry under the chairmanship of Shri Veerappa Moily for preparing a detailed blueprint for revamping the public administration system. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding the variable rate reverse repo, VRRR. 1. A VRRR is a type of repo transaction where the interest rate is determined through an auction process rather than being fixed in advance. 2. It allows central banks to absorb liquidity from the banking system while letting market forces determine the cost of funds. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is C. A variable rate reverse repo is a type of repo transaction where the interest rate is determined through an auction process rather than being fixed in advance. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It allows central banks to absorb liquidity from the banking system while letting market forces determine the cost of funds. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now let us look at today's practice question. With reference to stable coins, which of the following statements is not correct? A. Stable coins are a type of cryptocurrency whose value is pegged to traditional assets like the US dollar or gold. B. They are used as a medium of exchange to reduce the volatility usually associated with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. C. The value of a stablecoin is guaranteed to remain fixed at all times, preventing any possibility of a depegging event. D. Algorithmic stablecoins use software algorithms to automatically adjust supply to maintain their price without being backed by real-world assets. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.